Hello and a very warm welcome to Östersund, Sweden. Known as the Winter City, Östersund is certainly known for hosting several cross-country and biathlon competitions, but our focus will be on another Olympic winter sport, namely curling. Athletes from all around the world have made their way to Sweden's west coast for this year's edition of the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship. And we will enter Östersund Arena for our first live coverage game this Saturday evening. Japan takes on New Zealand in session 4. My name is Sander Lug and I'm joined by Kimberly Tuck. Good evening.
Good evening, Sander.
We'll take a look at this Group C of the worlds so far. It's Finland and Russia on top. Finland beat Kazakhstan, Russia beat Lithuania, so they're at the bottom with no wins, one loss, but still a few teams in there yet to play, and of course Japan and New Zealand being a couple of those teams. They will face off this evening, and for Team Japan, male player Tsuyoshi Yamaguchi, and the female athlete for Team Japan, Satsuki Fujisawa, coached by J.D. Lind.
For New Zealand, we've got the male athlete of Brett Sargon and the female athlete Eleanor Adviento, and they're coached by Michael Moss.
Yeah, those are the teams. I will fight it out this evening. Rules of play, Kim?
We got 2 players, 1 male, 1 female, 1 pre-positioned stone per team per end, 5 stones to play per end. The games are 8 ends with 22 minutes of thinking time. Stones are 1 player will throw 1 and 5. The other player will throw stones 2, 3, and 4. Players can switch positions at the end of the end. No takeouts until the 4th played stone, and each team has 1 power play option.
We did see mixed doubles feature at the Olympic Games for the first time this year in Pyeongchang. It was a very successful event. Now we get the World Championship once again. The Worlds have been on since 2008, and of course we've seen some changes in rules. We'll see Japan throw the red stones this evening. New Zealand throws the yellow, and with New Zealand winning the draw shot challenge before the game in the pre-game practice, it means Japan will have to start, and Satsuki Fujisawa will throw the first stone. 26 years old, certainly played curling for a while. And this first stone is a draw around the center guard, and are we looking for a freeze button?
Yeah, I think the players are looking for, top 4, top button. Certainly right to it's okay.
Seeing some very nice swing in the ice here, coming wide out to the wing and really breaking in. Huge swing. Oh, actually ends up over curling for Fujisawa. As you see Yamaguchi and his teammate just discussing the ice in the background. We'll have our first look at Eleanor Adviento throwing a draw down the same path on the out turn, or anti-clockwise throw.
Line only. Whoa. Line's good.
Line only.
Line's good.
Back 4.
Line's good.
Back 4.
Good. Line's good. Line's really good. Line's really good. Good swing.
It's a good shot.
Yeah, good start by Adviento. Little tap on that red stone. Sits top button. So Fujisawa throws her first stone. She'll throw the last one. Stone number 5. In between we have Tsuyoshi Yamaguchi throwing stones 2, 3, and 4. Of course, long time second for the Morozumi team in the men's play. First time he ever played the mixed doubles national championship in Japan, and they won it, winning all their games.
Not a bad way to do it.
Again, you can see this just over breaking a little bit for Japan.
Lots of break in the ice, late break, for sure.
Head ice technician Jamie Barassa and team has done a good job, seemingly. Sometimes the ice is a bit green maybe the first day, but seems to be running pretty well. And now we see for New Zealand, Brett Sargent throwing stones 2, 3, and 4 as well. You have the option to mix this up between ends, Kimberly, but we don't see them do that very often anymore.
No, lots of teams try to stick with the same rotation, same people throwing, get used to throwing the same shots. You know, the thought is to have specialists at each position. This one coming up short.
I was definitely hoping to
I got 3 to 12 for that one.
maybe even move that redstone a wee bit. Ends up with staggered guards.
Okay. 相手 15.5.
Fujisawa normally does play skip for her women's team, runner-up at the World Championships in 2017. Important for both players on a mixed doubles team to have the knowledge and of tactics and tactical approach.
Yeah, I think with mixed doubles combinations, it's good for both teams, both players to have the down of the strategy. But I think when it comes down to it, you want to make sure that there's one person that kind of makes the rules and calls the shots kind of at the end, so you don't lead into too much discussion.
So one player to have the final say, very much like a skip on a men's or women's team.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be close.
Yeah, I wonder if it might be running a tad slower on this left-hand side of the sheet. Both teams coming up a bit short.
We're sitting just one?
Just one, yeah. I think, yeah. Yeah. I think.
We'd ever try to sit there. That's pretty good.
Yeah, sitting there's good.
Yeah. Play on the out turn.
Do you have room?
What's that?
Do you have room to come
No,
around?
we'll play the other side.
Oh, cool.
I reckon that, they're going to play you can see the whole thing on that side now.
Okay.
The thing is, do we play like a board weight onto that?
I think it's going to curl. We can get it to curl.
All right, let's play the draw.
Yeah.
I think that weight's pretty close on the out turn.
T. Back
Mine's
4.
good.
Back 8.
Whoa then.
Back 12.
Whoa.
Back 12.
Switch. Other
Back
side.
line. Back 12.
This one looking a little heavy. It doesn't look like it's going to get the same finish.
Definitely weight sensitive. Throw a couple of extra feet. We'll run a bit straighter. You'll do see it does curl up in the end. It's just
Got 294 for that one.
it's way too heavy.
So that's just quick.
That's a wasted stone for New Zealand.
Middle of the 12.
Yeah, that's fine.
Kind of thing
構わ
Uh,
いやダブルあるかあもう一回いや構わんでしょ
So we're quite used to seeing teams play to score 2 when they have hammer, play to get the force, try and force your opponent to only score the 1 point when they have the last stone advantage. Do you have the same approach in mixed doubles curling?
Yeah, I think you look at scoring 2 is like scoring a 1 in regular curling. So giving up 2 is not the end of the world. Lots of high-scoring games, so you can always come back if you need to.
Weight's good
So Japan will be looking to try and force Japan or New Zealand here to 1.
はいちょっとはい
We're first discussing to maybe come through that hole, but there's probably a bit more room for error with this draw, but comes up a tad heavy. Not a bad spot.
ちょっと押すの遅かったから
Wanted to sit right on the face of that hill. Might have left the
make sure we get it past the nose.
inside of that stone
Because it's fully
for
buried.
Brett Sargent.
Even if we drew on top of it, it's not the end of the world.
こっち絶対帰ってくるね
こっちはね
I'll just try to play
こっ
T
ち
weight.
LSD と同じぐらい
Yeah.
今もうそのぐらい来てるむしろもうちょっと行きたかった
That rock is almost fully buried.
14.3ぐらいで感じていった
But with the amount of swing we're seeing here,
8だから
surely you can
14.4
freeze on the inside here, or even maybe tap it back a foot or 2.
Yeah, I think if you throw back 4, They should be able to get that finish and get that rock back into a nice position for you.
But then again, if you throw that back 12 through weight, it's not going to finish.
Yeah.
Top 4.
Line's good. Have a look.
You can hear Adviento
Whoa.
just calling out
Back
top
4.
4 on this
Whoa,
one.
switch.
Now back 4. Should be close
Back
for weight.
4.
Whoa. Got a curl.
Back 4.
Whoa, got a curl.
A little warm,
Back
maybe.
4.
Whoa,
Lots of room on that guard.
curl.
Really trying to make its way over.
Okay.
Good weight, just didn't get the, maybe a little too much ice.
Who do you blame? There's no skip at the
That's
head
true.
with a broom.
That's true.
ああそうだね
これ押さえて2点かあとここに球相手
パンパン
Whoa,
って言って
switch.
も穴か
Back 4.
Whoa. Got a curl.
Back 4.
Whoa, got a curl.
Back 4.
Whoa. Curl. Okay.
そっちがなんか怖いかなって感じするけど
To be honest, I think because it's only 2 of you out there, and you're managing all the facets of what you would in a 4-person game, I think the more communication, the better.
Such a quick game as well, and quite often very complicated. So there's almost no shots as a straightforward automatic call. You see in the men's and women's play, sometimes quite natural what the call is. Sometimes teams won't even have to really say anything to just put the broom up, you know what you're doing. But mixed doubles, you always have to have a look and figure out where to actually put it.
Yeah, there's always lots of options, lots of angles to look at, lots of rocks in play, so I think that makes up for discussion, which makes the game go even quicker because you only have 22 minutes now to play.
ちょっと曲げあいやライン
Yeah, 22 minutes of thinking time for the teams, 8 ends to play. These ends certainly go by quicker than in the men's or women's.
Just looking to plug that hole.
Even if I like took this full out, that's still the second shot.
Yeah.
外目より中だとちょっと重たいです
うん今重かったね
You're gonna go for it. You just gotta slither the edge there. But I mean, it's
It's quite
right.
risky.
Just take out one and get out.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the power play line.
Yep.
So it looks like New Zealand's going to be happy to take their 1.
Should I just take
Take
Right
like which side do you wanna play it?
we'll play on that side.
あの
Okay.
俺のドローを
So I think
Stones
maybe
there.
take that.
3投目だけ
red stone
さ
that's just top ladder.
ちょっと狭くした方がいい
The one that's guarded.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Is there a shot for 2? That is the question.
Can't see the heck.
So just tee weight.
It's
It'll be a little
risky,
bit
but I
slower,
think it might be there. You know, you don't have to back 4 weight, same thing as he was playing before. Try to get that rock onto the face of that red as much as you can. The trick is getting it past that back yellow
Staff line.
to score your 2 points.
New Zealand will not be taking that risk. So Eleanor Adviento, we could hear her say, let's have a look at that power play line, meaning throwing to the wing. Try and pick up some information. So this is essentially a throwaway, but trying to make the most of it. See how this line runs. They'll be happy to take their 1 here in the first end. 1 point for New Zealand, no for Japan, but Japan will have the last stone as we return with the second end.
With that line. It came kind of quite
Yeah, you
close.
finished up there.
Oh no, it would have.
Probably.
No, it would've-
I think you'll be fine.
Yeah. Cool. What time did you get for that one?
3:08.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So you throw 7:08.
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
Which way do you want to go?
The second end is underway. Japan playing New Zealand in this World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship. The pre-positioned stones are out there once again. A centre guard and a stone just back of the forefoot. The Kiwis scoring 1 point in the first end. I'll throw the first stone in the second. Slightly heavy from Adviento this time. Pushes that red stone back a little bit. Sits in the open.
Not too bad. Just been nice to stay a little bit more on the face of that, I think. It's always not too bad when you're
Thought it
up.
had a little bit more weight than that. This one
Kind of
Yeah, I thought it was like back 8.
opens
back 12.
up the house a little bit more. It's not already now. It's not as congested in that forefoot.
Yep.
Quite often,
上がってはきてる
having a bit more room, opening up the house is good for the team on last stone. At least make sure they can maybe score. It's good to maybe get there too, but I think when you want to see a 4 or 5 up on the boards, usually when everything's packed and around that blue circle.
Yep. Try to get as much stuff in there, and hopefully you've got a nice hard weight shot that you can clear some stuff out and leave yourself sitting a bunch.
Okay.
So do you want to play back 4?
Actually.
Yeah, our turn's good.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yamaguchi maybe just
Yeah,
Back
top 4.
Top 4.
told to keep away from our cameras and slide on the other side of the sheet, if anything. He should be quite used to that by now. He's played, I don't know how many TV games up through the years, Yamaguchi.
Back 4.
A little bit more on release. Line's good.
Top 4.
I'll be quite used to
Line's
cameras
good.
as well, because
Top four.
anywhere
Line's-
they go to
line's
play,
really nice.
there'll
Close.
be
Yep.
about
Yep.
50 journalists from Japan coming
Whoa.
to cover their games.
Yeah, it's great to see the growth that's happened in
You're
Japan
curling.
and
Just freeze it.
places like that in
Just
Korea
freeze, no
after
bump.
the Olympics. Seeing that finish there, just not quite getting out to the right spot,
I
and
think it's cleaning
their
up.
rocks ending up just off.
Yeah.
Weight's good though, just not the right
Yeah,
spot.
that little bit.
はいよもうちょい
これ入れすぎと一緒
あーこれ曲がるからちょっとちょうだい
Okay.
So essentially there's 2 ways of doing this when you throw a rock. Either you throw a rock and you have your teammate beside you sweeping from the very get-go, or your teammate's at the head with the broom and you sweep your own stone. Is there any preference?
I think it comes down to what the thrower's the most comfortable with. I also think that line is important, especially on ice that swings like this. So sometimes it's more beneficial to have somebody in the house that can call the line.
Well, certainly for Team Japan, you have a Fujisawa who skips
Yep.
normally,
Yep.
so she'll have that experience at the house. But Yamaguchi is a very strong sweeper.
Yep.
So is that maybe just maximizing the potential?
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to use the best at both positions kind of thing.
A couple of feet more. Yep, I like it. I'll take a little bit less ice with that bit of extra weight because we cleared the guard by quite a bit.
The man they call Yama for short does overcurl a bit himself. Seen that a few times already.
So throw a T-weight and I'll get it there for you.
Yep.
Really, the only stones that's undercurled has been the ones that have been all heavy.
Yeah, this is their first game on the ice, so they'll be trying to figure things out. It will be a little bit different from when they had their pre-competition practice, but probably not too much.
Top 4.
Line's good. Yep, line. Hard line. Hard.
Top 4.
Hard.
Here
Hard.
we see Brett Sargent throwing with that Adviento
Hard.
by his side, sweeping
Hard.
this one.
And the red.
Let's try and hold the line.
Take the red back. Red back.
Does push that shot stone back. That's a pretty good result for New Zealand.
Nice sweep.
Leaves that yellow top 4 very usable.
I got 3 or 6 for that one.
This is the New Zealand coach, Michael Moss.
ちょっとセンター付近
I
を
believe
もう一度
he's
どうか
joined the
少し
program
強くな
just
るかも
this year as the head coach for their mixed doubles and their mixed 4-person curling.
もうちょい曲がるわ多分
It's really, really good.
Seem to be quite busy on the bench there.
Be a few notes, I'm sure.
Bigger weight this time
Yep. Nice height.
from Team Japan.
Yep.
So looking for a takeout on this yellow stone, maybe
Fine, fine. Yep.
make a little roll in.
Yep.
I'm not sure why he was sweeping on that side.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. Wonder if J.D. Lind might have the answer to that question, I think. Yamaguchi probably usually sweeps on that side in men's play.
It's true, with not having played mixed doubles, he might not be as adept at sweeping with his slider on both sides. It's definitely a learned skill. You
Yeah.
see some people are still using their gripper. It's just not a lot of time to go find your gripper and get it on and then sweep. So
And
it's becoming more important to learn to sweep with your slider on both sides.
especially so if you're having to sweep on one side of the rock halfway down and then having to swap.
Yep.
You
Yep.
can't. It'd be hard to put your gripper on.
Yes.
Jumping over, sweeping on the other side. Obviously, with the
Same speed on
one
this side.
sweeper thought, that's entered the game in the last couple of seasons.
And you'll see a lot of the sweepers that are in mixed doubles are actually following behind the rock, and then that way they can switch sides depending on which way they need to go. Makes it a little easier.
Not that I've played a lot of mixed doubles myself, but that
Might be
is
saying
how
under.
I would do it.
Yeah, it
Whoa.
took me a little while to get used to sweeping on both sides with my slider, and
Whoa.
actually find when I have to sweep with my gripper on now that it actually feels foreign.
Whoa.
Back eight.
Whoa.
Just gets
Yep.
the right angle on this one.
Wow, that really
Yeah, they're
just
just
jumped in there.
seems to be missing the
Back four, sorry.
It's not terrible there.
that last
bad.
finish. It's not
Felt like
horrible
it was
though.
Maybe underneath as I stood out. That's right. It's a good spot.
こ
Japan in a little bit of trouble here.
うもうなくなっちゃうない
で
うん
あったのかなちょっと曲がるわここだね
ノーズほぼノーズ
ちょっと曲がる
I think he's looking to remove at least two.
Yeah, try to make the double on the two yellows on the right-hand side of the forefoot. Good chance he'll catch, though, on the yellow back four on the left, but pretty sure Yamaguchi is aware. Maybe try and keep the shooter top in
Yeah,
the
it'd be
front.
nice to keep the shooter up front for sure.
Well, this time throwing out turn, so means he'll be sweeping on the right side, but with this kind of weight, he might not just he might just leave it. There we go.
Good shot.
Actually, he almost gets that spin
Yeah.
up and out.
Looks a little better for Japan now.
いいとこじゃないかい
Could hear him calling line, but no one's there to sweep. We see that sometimes.
Kind of expected a little bit more action off of that one. Maybe hit it a little thicker than he wanted.
こっち曲がる
多分曲がる
That was jams.
Nice to leave a
Yeah,
shooter
I
there
think I'm
though.
gonna hit it and just roll to the center line.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. Which handle do you want to throw?
Like in turn.
Cool. Do you want me to sweep it?
Hold the broom.
All right.
So here
I'll
you,
throw board weight.
here you see Eleanor asking Brett to hold the broom. So she's obviously a little bit more comfortable having something to aim at.
Nose isn't bad.
And again, that leaves Brett in the house to call line.
Sorry.
Which
Nose is
a bit
okay.
important on this shot here. So
Repeat that, please. I didn't hear it.
Nose is okay.
Okay.
Board. Good board.
Board.
Close. Yep. Whoa. 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 Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Carol. Shot.
It's pretty good there by Adviento. Wanted to roll a bit towards the center line, but
Wide or anything?
not bad there.
I think I probably gave you a fraction too much ice.
What?
How's the weight?
うんよりちょっと
Good
する
ball.
か
That's
な
fine.
うん
Speaking of throw.
Might have exposed the
そっちさ
double on the two yellows in the forefoot.
I was wondering if she could get through there and make those.
And do pull the
Leave her red sitting there and
face, the back one, split them out, just be nose at this
そっちの方がいい
多分大丈夫
ノーズで
Just stay. No.
Big weight
Yep, yep.
from Fujisawa. Last stone here, second end. Try and lift the double here, maybe score a couple. A bit high for line, does jam in the back there, but it does spin up and out, and that
Nice
leaves
shot.
1, 2, and 3 points for Team Japan, I'm quite certain.
Yeah. Yep.
And it is confirmed by Brett Sargin. Great shot by Fujisawa. 3 points up on the board for Team Japan, and that is the score after 2 ends of play, 3-1.
よし。ナイスだ。
行かなくてもいいけど、行く？行かなくてもいいけど、行く？
リズムを作ろう。私たちのリズムを。
どうする？石変えてもいいんだよ。
Fujisawa didn't sound too happy with her slide, maybe coming out the hack there. A lot of chatter. She was coming out the hack, but she was very happy with her last stone of the second end. Scored Japan 3 points. And in the end, this draw also looking pretty good.
There you
A
go.
peach. Pretty much frozen on that yellow.
変わってないね。変わってない。
幅11.5ぐらい。
5番だったら？
What do you think?
Top four.
Top 4?
Yeah.
I agree. Top 4 at the moment.
Okay, it's got to curl a bit.
So when that freeze is made,
Let's
do you want to
from
freeze
here.
again, or would you want to bump this to try and free up that red stone?
I think either's acceptable. They've got hammer now, so they can use that to make a little bit of room. They freeze right on it here. You'll probably see
weight.
Japan call for that freeze right to it. Moving it's not bad. Obviously better than leaving it top 8.
6の1。
Does seem like they've started to figure out the ice a little bit better in this end. So Yamaguchi having a couple of hiccups so far in the game.
Do tend to see percentages for mixed doubles a little bit lower than your regular curling, mostly because of the fact the shots are quite a bit harder, and you've got only 1 sweeper now instead of 2.
Yeah, well, Yama's only played 2 ends so far, so I don't think we'll rate him on his performance
I feel like
at the
he'll
World
be okay.
Championship yet.
This one overcurls just a little, but still not too bad.
Yeah. Even just saying there. You reckon? Even if we just freeze in there, we come down and nudge that, it's not the end of the world either. Just T-weight.
Yeah,
Top 4.
だね。すごい外から帰ってくる。
Here you see him sweeping on
So
the right
plan A
side
is the
here
freeze
to
on that
help
red.
hold the stone and hold the line. Still got some good finish at the end there.
Yamaguchi doesn't
Pretty
throw
quick, eh?
Yeah, relatively quick.
a lot of
That's the
rotation
middle of the
necessarily.
12.
12 shit. Yeah.
Definitely when the stones are a bit sharp. At the start of a championship, you'll see him maybe curl a bit more than the other players. Have a look at Britt Sargan here.
T.
And see, he'll put a lot more rotation.
Top 4.
You
At
got
least
room.
on the outturn throw here.
Room at the moment. Line's close.
Should make those stones run just a tad
Line's
straighter
nice.
for him. At least won't
Yep, then.
finish maybe quite as
Hard
hard
line.
as Yamaguchi's stones.
Line's really good. All you. Yep, hard. Hard. Right to it. Right to it. Hard. Yes.
It's a good shot.
Sorry, I thought plan A was freezer.
That side of the sheet looks like it's got a little
Sorry.
bit more finish
That's
to
all right.
it than the other side.
So we might as well bring it back.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
They certainly played a lot more on that side as well. So it'll be interesting to see how Yamaguchi will fare throwing the intern here. A couple of misses in the first end coming this way. Didn't really play any stones on this side
Yes,
coming
right.
home either.
Yeah, a couple came up short, so we'll see here for speed-wise.
Yeah. High speed. Yep. 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 Nice height. Yep. あー、前。
5だ、5、5。
おー、ちょっと曲がりすぎたわ。反対になっちゃう。あー、反対の方がいいか。うん。Do you want to sweep it?
Yeah, come sweep it.
Does indeed come up
I
a
feel
bit
like
short,
board.
just finishes in the top 12. Was hoping to nestle in
Or
there,
half stone.
get a piece of the button.
Yeah.
Like that.
Cool. Yeah.
Did I hear a double takeout being called here?
Yeah.
Slash to reds or?
I
take
thought they were playing maybe
an
a
inch
nice
outside the
little quiet weight, kind of tap and roll in here, or even just try to freeze onto the corner of that red, but Eleanor's sweeping.
Solid.
Looks like they're throwing weight here.
Yep.
Not huge. Wait.
Nope.
Yep, hard.
This one looks tight though.
Hard. All the way. Hard.
Guard. Gotta get by that yellow.
Ah.
Sorry, Brett.
And Vento quickly to take blame. But I think Brett was just that
Yeah,
narrow on the line there from the start.
Weight seemed okay. He
Held that
called her
weight.
on right out of his hands, so
Just curled a ton.
just had to get by that one in the top 4, and he had a really nice shot.
Oh, that's frustrating.
14秒で感じでいくよ。
Indeed, that was a good chance for New Zealand there. I feel like maybe the tolerance wants to catch that maybe on the high side, if
Yeah,
anything. Just leave a really nice pocket for Yamaguchi to freeze onto, looking to add 6 feet.
先に外通るよ。
This one looks
でも
out
戻っ
a
てきてな
little
い。
further.
いや、まだ
So
戻って
wonder
ない。
if it's going to affect the speed at all.
It is pretty wide, close to that bumper.
幅は結構ある。
Does it indeed finish all the way
幅は結構ある。
down onto the button though?
Wow,
Gets pretty close.
that's lots of curl.
全然違うよ。
いや
Do we want to try to display
結構や
the?
って今。
いやでもね、でも一回変えた方がいい。そうだ。
Yeah, just that similar kind of weight.
I don't think we're gonna be
上とは？
short.
上となん
Even
か
if we roll to there, that's
Yeah.
really nice if we can get by it and
Yeah.
we can get close enough to that red.
Well,
I like that, same sort of weight.
Brett looking to make some room here.
Nose, if we can get inside nose, that's even better. It's the same weight.
Solid board.
But Sargan with a chance to pretty much throw the same shot again here.
Solid.
Whoa.
Maybe take a tad more ice for the throw.
Sounds by Eleanor's call that he's
Whoa,
maybe got
never.
a little bit more weight on this one too.
Whoa.
Sweep past.
Uh-oh.
Okay. given us options at least.
クローズ
ああ、それでもいいけど。
でもここ止まっちゃったらあんまり。
でもこれさ、パーンって出たらさ、
So this
これ
is
で
Japan's
3
last
点
rock.
シューター出ちゃったら。パーンって出て、これだけだよね。これとこれが生きちゃう。
あ、それでこれが上に上がっちゃうってこと？じゃあ
あ、ここ。
OK。
じゃあ、こちらがいいか。
立
はい、
つ？俺9秒結構曲がってたよ。俺9秒ずっとこんなもん。
You can see
9
Yamaguchi
半ぐら
was
い。
ここ？
thinking to hit this yellow, catch their own red and kick it across, but I don't think you'll catch it thin enough and get low enough to do that. So in the end, the call from Fujisawa is just to make a little hit and roll.
あ、もうちょいタイトでいいよ。
結構曲がりはすると思うよ。
Hit this yellow stone, try and roll pretty much in front of the shot stone. Could have drawn there on the out turn just to freeze, but maybe feeling like eliminating a yellow. If you ever miss the draw on the out turn, you might leave a shot for a big end for New Zealand.
Oh.
Sigh of relief from Yamaguchi. Catches that a bit high. Actually nudges over the red. That's
そう、相手のがさ、
actually a good thing for
20
Japan.
点の子だったけど。
Don't think there's a double on them now.
No, I think you'll lose your yellow.
Maybe.
Pretty tight.
You still have to navigate past that top red stone and
I don't think that's
12
fair.
foot.
That rock's covering.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
play it with
is
like
there
a
draw here?
hack
No.
weight shot
I think we
with
just go
the
through it
miss
away
obviously over curling and hitting that one in the top 8 foot. Try for 2. Or do
I mean, you
just
could
take
try
your
playing
one
that
and
draw with like
they've got
back
this
four
other
weight,
turn here
but
where they can
it's
tap
so
that yellow
tight,
back
it's a bit
onto that
dangerous,
red.
yeah.
And not sure it outcounts the other red, but it does finish really hard there.
You want to draw the other side just in case that side, the side that they play.
Let's freeze in our yellow.
I think play the draw on the other hand,
Like that.
so we know both ways. Yeah.
Turn.
Yep.
Another draw, throwaway.
Yeah, looks like they're gonna try to see what the power play path would be to go
fine.
around that corner guard on the other side.
Mine's fine.
It's actually pretty smart. You know, while you don't have a shot, you're not just whipping your rock down the other end. You're getting some information back that you can use. Now you've seen both
Good
sides
sweep,
of this
Brett.
turn, or this away end, sorry. So now they know where they need to put the broom. If they have to go around a power play, that's placed at the other end.
Well, again, New Zealand forced to take their one here in the third.
26.
86.
It is a 3-2 game for Japan.
Cool.
Oh,
よし。
we're not far away. We had a couple of chances
Oh.
there.
Yeah, they have
Just
to.
curled more at that weight than I thought it was going to. That's right.
Welcome back to the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship 2018. We're in the Östersund Arena in Östersund, Sweden. Listening to myself, Sander Ulvåg, and I'm joined by curling know-it-all, Kimberly Tuck.
Line's good.
I say that in a positive way.
Yep, line. Yep.
This one looks tight to that guard too.
Yes, yes, yes.
Just gonna need to make these draws. She's gonna need to get a little bit more room by that guard to try and get it on the face.
Diagonally.
She's got great weight, just need to try and find that perfect line.
Sorry, B.
Still not allowed to make a takeout though, Team Japan, on that yellow. Even though it's in the rings, that is a bit of the change we have. The modified free guard zone in the men's and women's play. And it's only for the guards, but here it's even the stones in the house.
Yeah, all stones in play can't be removed till the fourth rock thrown.
Even your own.
Even your own. That's correct.
So usually the way I like to do it is just count the stones in play. And I believe when there's 5 stones in play, now we can start hitting. So, which means we need to see 1 more stone thrown, and then takeouts can be played. Is that correct?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, good. You're the expert here.
Oh, right.
I'm just trying to, you know.
It does go by
up.
so quickly, and sometimes you find yourself counting the rocks at the back going, can we hit yet?
Have you ever made that mistake of hitting a stone in mixed doubles?
Actually, when we were playing in the Worlds in 2014, we never got to throw it, but Wayne was in the hack, and we were like, wait, I'm pretty sure we can't hit yet. So it was one of those moments where we caught it before we actually got it down the sheet. But it does happen, especially with teams that are learning the game. It comes up really quick. The end goes by really fast.
Well, I know I recently played a competition with the 5-rock rule in the men's play, and we peeled a corner guard too early.
Yeah, that'll be new for next season. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Looking for more offense in the game makes it a little more enjoyable.
That has been very true for mixed doubles as well. They've been looking at various ways of implementing good rules.
Yeah, I've heard some rumors that there might be some changes coming with adding maybe an extra power play or a few things they're trying to see if they can change it up a little bit more.
I believe they even tried testing out having playing or thinking time per end.
Yep.
As well.
Yep, we did that actually in the Audi Quattro New Zealand Winter Games a few years ago, where they had everybody throwing at the exact same time, played music in between the shots, kept everybody going. Hard for a spectator because everything's going at the same time.
Yeah, I believe the last thing was that you're just allocated a certain amount of time to play your end.
Yep.
That way the ends move very quickly.
Yep.
But I'm open for all new ideas.
Yep.
I think it's a pretty good discipline as of now, but
yeah, it's caught on. I've had a lot of people comment, even people that aren't curlers that have been watching it on TV, and they find it's very enjoyable. Lots of rocks in play. There's always something going on.
Get a roll. Whoa, whoa.
Oh. Just missing the line call on these sweeps here.
well, it's a party on the forfeit so far.
Yeah.
And this 4th end.
That's sweet.
Tails, right?
Yeah, I was a little bit narrow on that.
これなんか抜けちゃいはしないこれ。
しないけどこれがさステイできないんだよね。多分トップだといけない。ちょっと外になっちゃう。
するか。
前当たってみいから狙う？
いいよ。
こうピールになってもいいよね。
これ狙って？
うん。いやでも
無理じゃない。
無理だね。前ピール？
Looking at the triple here, I think. Catching that top yellow. Try and squeeze that out the left door. See that red stone sandwich in between the yellows. Shoot back, catch the 2 back yellow rocks. And saying if I catch the guard, that's fine. Or is it indeed just peeling the guard? We will see. Just looks to be a controlled peel on the center guard this time.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. No. Okay.
This side.
Yeah.
Just to the right of the center line.
Yeah. Cool, sounds good. How much ice are you taking?
Edge of the 12.
Cool.
Just inside edge of the 12.
Okay. Line's most important.
Yeah.
Out turn.
Yeah.
Brett just looking to replace that stone.
Tight! Tight!
Yep, line if you can. Well, where is
Tight!
it?
Tight!
Well, then, I think it's more than that.
12!
If it's in, freeze it. Whoa, all that side, it's over curling.
8!
Where is it?
4!
Yes, then. Hard! Bump. Okay.
Still there, I think. Maybe a little easier now.
Yeah, at least try and open this up. So instead of playing directly on that yellow stone top 4, I believe running this yellow in the 8-foot, a little bit down left. Catch that yellow stone top 4 onto red, onto the 2 yellows. Not sure if you can kill all the 4 yellow stones here, but he'll get them moving.
No, she's not.
Catches the wrong side of the rock. Not quite as planned for Yamaguchi. Let's move a few yellows. Still Japan with shot stone.
さっきセンター越えるからかどうかなんですね。
ここで今測ってる。
さっきここだったから、まあ、そういうのもあんのかもね、もしかしたら。もうちょっと曲がってるか。
Is it tougher to play takeouts in mixed doubles just because you end up playing them a lot less throughout a championship?
I definitely find personally, I throw the 1st and 5th rock on our team, and I find timing gets thrown off a little bit. You throw so many draws and backline shots that I do find it a little bit harder to throw hits, but these guys, he's a second naturally, right? So you would think that that would be something that would be okay.
So maybe throw a few hits in your pre-game practice.
Yeah, yep. I usually throw 1 at the start just to kind of get everything moving and ready for the game.
Yes! Hard! Yes, 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 yes!
Looking for a back ring weight here. Eleanor Adviento, this one is really pulling and pulling up as well. Just
I'm a little surprised at their weight choice. I would have thought she would have maybe tried to play something with a little bit more weight to ensure that she's removing that yellow, or that red, sorry.
West combo, down and narrow.
Oh, we
Ah,
heard.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep moving.
well, the only thing that never will be down is
こう行くだけだね。
Eleanor's spirit.
No. We're lucky to meet her and Brett when we played at the Quattro Games. Nice couple.
これ行かない？
多分ちょっと薄いかなと思うわ。
あ、トップ。いいよ。
まあトップやってみてもいい
Well,
けど。
just trying to figure out the best way and easiest way to score 2 here, Team Japan. Seems to be the whole tap up on the red stone top of the 8-foot.
Just need to grab a piece of the button for their 2.
It's almost
ちょっと重かったんかい？
just a draw.
Yeah.
あ、0.2。
Yeah,
14.2。
it's more of a, you get the right
俺が
weight
ここに投げた時は
and have the right line here. Interesting still, though, he's still sweeping on that one side only, so see how that might affect the line if he has to go for line at all.
And it seems a bit counterintuitive.
結構薄くめ。
待ってまだ当たってもいないわ。お、
But for
It's a
now,
little
お
warm.
ー、まだ当たってない、
needing
まだ当たっ
the
てない。
curl.
Yeah.
If it is a bit hot for weight,
当たる？
could catch a
Catch
thinner
enough of
piece.
it here.
Does catch it.
Oh,
Not enough.
just not quite enough of it.
Needed a fraction more curl there, Fujisawa, and indeed just 1 red for Team Japan. They will lead it though, 4 shots to 2 after 4 ends of play. That does indeed mark half time as we play 8 ends in mixed doubles curling. The teams will have a few minutes break. We'll be back in just a few moments.
あー。
Japan plays New Zealand in session 4 of the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship. Fujisawa throws a bullet down the center line in the second end, gets rid of all the Kiwi rocks, and 3 red stones remain. 3 points for Team Japan. They lead it 3-1 after 2 ends of play, forcing New Zealand to take a 1 in third. Brings us to the 4th end. That is a tap up to score 2. Satsuki Fujisawa just a little bit hot for weight, doesn't curl enough. Gets the tap, doesn't quite get there. Just a 1 point for Japan, but they lead it 4-2 after 4 ends of play. And looking at the stats, we see maybe not the highest percentage game we will see this week, but it is indeed the first game maybe expected. The teams are still trying to figure out the ice.
Yeah, I think it took them the first couple of ends to find where the right line was for that freeze or that draw shot on their first rocks. A little bit of over curling happening, which opened the game up a little bit. So yeah, I think that maybe has affected their draw percentage a little bit. So I expect to see, now that they've got a handle on it, that will come up over the last 4 ends of this game.
Yeah, definitely a draw weight has been looking pretty good. Just trying to figure out that line, where to take ice. As we see some Japanese fans in for this one, discussing some tactics, I wonder.
Yeah, it looks like they're having a little conversation about what should be played and what should not be played. Or they're going over their previous game. Team meeting, maybe? Lots of discussion with mixed doubles. Definitely promotes lots of discussion.
Satsuki Fujisawa will kick us off here in the 5th end. 2 point lead for Japan. Still haven't seen either team use their power play. You might see that, I'm going to guess, already in the next one.
Yeah, you want to try and, if you're leading, you want to try and play it and arrange it so that you maybe have it in the 8th end, depending on how the game is going, coming down. If you're behind, you want to make sure that you get a chance to use it, so you don't want to wait too long and not get that opportunity.
And the power play will be moving the pre-positioned stones to the wing, but we'll come back to that when those are called.
Top 4. T.
A little bit of a tap from Fujisawa, opens up the house a little bit.
Back onto that red. Back 4 onto that red.
Does swing big coming this way.
Some back red, yeah.
Okay.
Bit heavy, sorry.
Stay there.
Yeah. はい、ちょっと外通るよ。
Okay.
Yep. ちょっとブレーキ早いよ。Yep. はい、はい。はい、はい。後ろになるわ。ちょっと曲がりすぎてるよ。お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、お、
Oh, nice.
Oh, sorry. You want to take the guard off?
That one I think was supposed to be frozen to that yellow. Again, you're seeing a little bit of over curl. Got the right line on that, or the right weight, sorry, on that one, but they're chuckling a little maybe at that.
I think we go out turn draw into the pocket.
Well, Fujisawa does skip the happiest team in all of curling. became fan favourites at the World Championship in 2017.
Back 4.
Well then.
Very giggly bunch.
Back 4.
Whoa.
Nice energy
Switch.
on the ice.
Back 4.
Switch.
Back 8.
Whoa.
Back 8.
Whoa.
Brett being just
Whoa.
a little bit heavy on some of these shots here.
Back 8.
Any rolling? Any rolling?
Okay.
Is that typical for mixed doubles when you don't have your two sweepers? A lot of these players will play in the men's and women's used to having your front end sweeping your rocks for you. Are you more inclined to throw it there?
Yeah, maybe just that you don't have those sweepers right beside you, so you feel like you have to throw it there on your own from your hand, and maybe just adding a little bit extra there.
So is that maybe an obstacle to overcome
Yeah.
when you start playing mixed doubles to
Yeah.
block that out?
Yeah, heavy's usually not good in mixed doubles. Usually, if it's light, you can usually use it, right? Try to keep things in front of the tee line.
14.3
Is that right one in front?
Yeah, it is, by a tiny bit.
If we catch the outside, do they both go?
Yeah, catch the outside. Just back 4. Go back 4 weight.
Back 4.
Yeah, it's only slightly staggered, but
Yeah, well, we got to play a bit more
Yeah.
weight then, I think.
okay.
Like board to try to spring them out.
Oh, board. Okay,
I think so.
microphone.
I would agree with Brett on this one. If you're playing to
turn are you doing?
remove them
Out turn.
out of the forefoot, make sure you're throwing enough weight to get them out
If we
of the
clip the guard,
forefoot.
that's not terrible.
Maybe up.
Whoa. Close. Yep. Hard! Hard! Hard!
Looking pretty
Middle
close coming down here from Bitsargan.
Middle read! Read!
Certainly does spill the reds.
It's another challenge of mixed doubles is trying to stop rocks and get to the other side and sweep the roll. Find yourself as a thrower calling for the other one and watching your player not be able to get to the other side of the sheet.
Sometimes hard to sweep your opponent's stones as well if
Yes.
you're already in the hack, both
Yep.
of you.
Yep. There's a bit of bumping, but everybody's, in the same position, so everybody knows there's nothing being done on purpose. It's just the way it's working with this type of discipline. This one looking a little heavy too. It's trying. Not happy with that one. Leaves a nice opening here for New Zealand. Get another one in there. Top 4 maybe. Bite the button.
パスが多分一番使ってる
Top 4 is okay.
強く投げたんですけどね。
Leaving Brett the same shot here. Let's see if he
Top 4.
can make the correction.
Line's close.
Top 8.
Yep, then. Yep, line. Where is it? Line's
Top
good now.
4.
Where is it?
Top 4. Back 4.
Oh, then. It's coming out the other side. Right
Do you
back,
want
don't
further
leave
back?
a pocket. Well, other side.
Gonna get a drink of water.
Good sweep.
Good call. Good shot.
Well, that does slip a bit too deep. Missed opportunity by New Zealand. Still lying a bunch, but everything's in behind that tee line. Bit of a wall for Japan to draw onto.
Yeah, those rocks back there are, even though they're yellow, they're all friends for Japan.
This will be very similar to the first shot of the end for Fujisawa.
Cool stuff.
Basically just freezing that stone back 4.
I skip
いいよ。
I skip
A little heavy on the
こうやっていいよ。
first attempt here on the 5th end. This time
いいよ
have
曲が
a
って
bit of room for
はい
error.
はいはい。
If anything,
いや
maybe
後ろ
leave this a bit short.
Yep. Yep.
ナイス。
Does end up being a little bit heavy. Freezes one of the other yellows to lie second shot, I believe.
I think just come down and catch it. We'll get up 2.
Yep.
Board, do you want to
Yep.
sweep?
Good opportunity here for New Zealand.
Board, you just got to catch just inside nose of that red.
Okay, cool. Should I take?
Like that red stone, that middle one?
Hard
Yeah,
to tell
inside of
from
it.
our camera angle here, but looks like yellow shot.
Yeah, I would say yellow maybe is shot, but maybe not wanting to take the risk here, New Zealand. Want to make a play on that red.
Yes!
Make sure they get their two. Last stone here, 15 from Eleanor Adviento. Brett Sargan on the sweep does in fact
Shot.
nudge that red over, and that has to be two for the Kiwis.
Eeks.
2 yellow.
2 yellow indeed, 2 points for New Zealand. And they have now effectively tied this game up at 4 points each,
Okay.
with 3 ends to go.
Cool. We've still got some time to make up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was really good in the quick end.
Yeah. Not sure.
8分でなれ今のペースが
めっちゃ滑ってきたね。
あれだね今は俺のフリーズが良かったけど下がりすぎた
Back four. Back four.
T, back 4.
Stay off.
Back 4.
Some
How's
intense
Back
weight
four.
call
You can sweep for
from the
line.
thrower,
Yep.
which is not something we see too
Yeah.
often. But this first one from Eleanor Adviento, indeed a little bit heavy. And that's going to overcurl that red stone back 4 completely and sail to the back 12. Not a great
Yeah.
first stone, maybe all pumped up from scoring 2 in that 5th end. We're not seeing a power play in this end after all. Not allowed to use a power play in an extra end, so
No,
you'd have to
that's
use it
right.
in the first 8.
Yep.
Is Japan maybe thinking we can try and score without power play here in the 6th end, try and force New Zealand to score in 7, use the power play in 8th end to control the game, sort of?
Yep. They could be thinking that way. They force one here, or score here, sorry, and then force one. You may see New Zealand use their power play in the 7th end then.
Weight's all there.
Good
Back four, I
communication
think.
from the
Back
thrower,
four, yeah.
though. When you've only got the
Back
2
four.
of you out there, it's nice to know
Whoa.
as the sweeper
Going back now.
how they've thrown it. If
Whoa.
they feel they've
Right
given
off.
it some, or if
Back
they've
Where's
taken
it?
any off. It's
Yep.
You know,
Where is it?
Back
Yes.
hand. Back
can't have
hand.
enough information.
Yes.
Backhand.
Hard.
Just a little tick off, unfortunately. Just getting caught a little bit on that finish, I think. They just need to sweep a little bit sooner. Take a little more ice maybe on some of these shots.
I feel like the Kiwis they're sounding just a little bit stressed at the moment.
Tight
いいよ
game.
いいよいいよいいよ
6th end now.
はいスティック
You can see Team Japan still quite composed. I don't think either team is really struggling for time
はい
yet.
完璧
Time obviously could be a factor though.
Thank you.
It's a good shot.
14.2
これ重いからちょうど
Go.
14.4だと思う
Like back 4
Yeah.
on that way. Out turn.
Yeah.
Out turn.
Yeah. Out turn. Yeah. About 3/4. Back 12.
Whoa. Close line.
Back 8.
Whoa. Whoa.
Back 8.
Whoa.
Back 4.
Whoa. It's coming now. Close. Yeah.
Back 4.
Hard. Hard.
Good weight on this one. Just again, over curling. Would have been like to hit that one on the other side and tap it back a little bit. Build a nice little wall back there.
Ja. Hayai?
なんか早いかもね。
Hoping to get to the inside of the yellow.
ないけど
This one is hanging out there.
ウエットはね悪くない。
Could be
ウエットは悪くない。
a slight disaster for Team Japan if they end up just tapping that yellow onto the shot stone. Not great.
Just freeze or do you want to tap it?
いやいやいや
Freeze.
幅が広い
Who shot?
We are.
幅が広い
Get behind the button.
まあ一応曲がってくるかなと思っていい幅だなとは思いましたが。
やっぱ5本
Angles
に比べ
still
た
look
ら
okay with that red rock there in the top 4 fully accessible. So not in too much trouble yet.
T. T.
Line's close. Yep, line.
Top 4.
Yep, hard. Hard. Drop back, coming.
It's there. Good.
Okay. Not bad.
Changed up the angles a little bit for them.
Yeah, it makes it a bit harder to use that redstone for Team Japan. Again, Fujisama
いいね。いや、1個でいいと思うけど。
just calling the peel on the guard. I think Yamaguchi was asking if he was running it back, but in the end, I'm not quite sure of the call. My Japanese isn't brilliant, I have to say, Kimberly.
That's how I should be able to tell here by where he hits it and there.
Whoa.
Okay, well, looks a little better.
Did end up running it back.
Sorry.
Left his shooter up there a little bit though.
疲れる分かっ
Sort of apologize.
たこっち曲がってる
I think we got to
I wonder
guard
if he
that.
was actually just looking to cut the guard.
I don't know.
Come down.
Hold tight on the broom, maybe.
Come down.
She had the
I think
broom on
you
the
just
one
got
in
a
the house,
tight
which
guard on that side.
led me to believe that maybe she was just playing the peel as well.
What kind
But
of guard?
Tight guard.
Tight.
sometimes it's a little tricky
so you
to
want to be
know
covering
without
that full
a
stone,
skip
so I'd
standing
say
down
I might
there
do
At
out
least
turn.
and
edge
having
of.
a
Okay.
I might do
complete
out turn.
discussion
Middle
with
of
the thrower what they're
Eight.
doing.
Eight.
Edge of the 8. Just covering just outside of the redstone.
Top
Tight.
8. It's top 8.
And all of a sudden,
Let me
the
know when we're past that
penultimate
guard.
stone at the end runs by so quickly.
Yes.
We're past, I think. Yeah, we're past. Yep.
Putting up the guard here.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
New Zealand.
whoa, whoa.
Don't want to overcurl and leave a hole.
Okay.
I think that does the job. New Zealand with shot stone.
Just too deep. Curl too much.
Half, quarter of a stone that way, you're perfect. It's still pretty
Yeah.
tough.
Not easy to score
pretty
here
That's fine.
for
No.
Japan.
18.
Definitely not two.
Mushroom.
She's just playing the dry, round, out-turn dry, I wonder.
Did you want it on top of the W?
Does curl enough that she could just kind of get by the guard and tick the yellow there, maybe enough to get shot.
Yeah, it certainly is a lot of finish. It's almost coming in sideways.
Have to play it tight to the guard.
And we'll see what Tatsuki Fujisama can do here. Last stone, sixth end. New Zealand lying one in this tied game. 4 points each. Yamaguchi staying away from this one. And this is nowhere close to that yellow rock. Indeed, it it is 1 for New Zealand. We'll have our first steal of the game.
早い。
And
I
the
think we might
Kiwis.
see the power play in the next end.
Indeed, we will. It's a 5-4 game for New Zealand after 6 ends of play here in Östersund Arena.
I was like rushing that end, but
Worked.
oh, watch out behind you. I was like, where's my gripper? Okay.
I'll go. Or come down.
Yeah.
Two down. 2点取っちゃダメこれだよね。相手
俺はスチールで
パワー
きるから
プレイあるよ。ワンアップパワープレイダメじゃない。
ダメじゃない。
New Zealand with a potential upset on the cards here, playing Team Japan. Fujisawa and Yamaguchi, 2 very strong players, but of course, slightly new to the mixed doubles. It is a bit different.
Yeah, I feel this is their first event playing.
Yep.
Well, second event, I guess. Their national championship would have been their first having played mixed doubles together. So yes, there is a bit of a learning curve.
Okay.
It is still curling.
down.
We are still throwing shots, but it's
You got
just
that
getting
one.
used to the flow of the game. And
Yeah, definitely. If you have draw weight, you can play takeouts. You can throw good line. You have good weight and good sweepers. It helps a lot.
it does help. Yep.
But there's definitely some differences in mixed doubles play.
I think the most is the pace.
Yeah, just the tempo.
Yeah, just the getting up and sweeping your own rock kind of thing that, you know, although I do find that as a Canadian, I think we do see some European teams that do have people that get up and sweep their own rock. So that might be a little bit more used to it, but
来てるね。
it is a different feel for sure.
Well, you know, as a young curler back in my day, and still, we would, you know, play you know, the men's or women's game
Okay.
just one-on-one in practice or two-on-two. We would sweep our own stones. I would play games against myself
Yep.
in the rink. I mean, so players that do that
Okay.
will probably be quite adept at it.
I think every once in a while when I go back to playing 4-person curling, I have to stop myself from getting up. I do most of the sweeping on my team. My husband, who is at home watching, is a skip, and I do most of the sweeping.
Japan did have the option to utilize their power play.
I'm a little surprised, actually, because they score here. Obviously, the only way you can use your power play is you need to have hammer, and so they won't have hammer coming home. I'm wondering if they just forgot, maybe.
Did seem to have a bit of a chat between the ends. Could have been something else.
Yep.
Maybe they feel there's a bigger chance of scoring a big end without the power play.
Yep. All right, come down.
Just remembering the Worlds last year, we didn't see
Out turn.
necessarily too big scores, too big of a scores
So
in
like,
the power play ends.
Small half.
Almost more feels like
Yeah.
Third of a
it's a
rock.
safe way of scoring 2,
All right.
more
Yeah.
than trying to score a
I'll
4 or
throw it normal.
5.
Should be the safe way of scoring, for
Yeah.
sure. Although I do know that there's been lots of steals on power plays too,
Whoa.
especially, you know, having to go around that corner
Whoa.
guard and not really knowing what the weight might be like or the line.
Well, we'll
Back
see
red.
if it pays out for Team Japan here, as Sargan will just jam that double takeout, still leaves Japan sitting 2. So setting up really nice here for Japan. They can draw around to top 4. Starting to look a bit sketchy for the Kiwis.
もうちょいもらう
いいよ追いつきちょっと曲がり早いよ
ウエイトはいい感じ
いいよ大丈夫大丈夫ライツキタイムいいよちょっと待ってそう追いつきお
Maybe slips a bit too deep for Yamaguchi, but at least sits above the tee line.
Yeah, I think if we can come down and just get to the nose of that red, just push that back. So that, or same thing, we play a double on that, but then they draw again.
I think you can double this or we can double that. So
If we double that, that's heading straight for our yellows, the only thing. I like playing this and just flop to there. We're trying to cut them down, right?
Okay.
If we give them 2, 1 or 2, that's fine.
Cool. Do you want to?
Yeah, come on.
あこの人そうあそうだね確かに
曲がる曲がる曲がんないだから
ハックだとドローだけだね
See the player comparisons here for the male athletes.
8のレイズも
And around that 50 mark, we'll probably see them
7番
up from that later on in the
面
week.
白いな
ね、うん、
Still figuring out the ice conditions. It seems to be a little tougher when you're only 2.
Close line.
And obviously the difficulty of the shots being played on average is a lot higher than in the men's or women's game.
Whoa!
You feel a lot of touch shots, freezes,
Yes!
taps and draws.
Yes! No roll!
That's a beautiful shot by Brett Sargent. Makes that hit and roll. Sits frozen on Japan shots don't.
That's really nice there.
Yes, indeed.
Get another look at it here.
ちょっと押す
うん
ちょっと押すか気持ちね、はい
And that shot was available. And Yamaguchi slept a bit deep with his draw.
14.2 かなこっちど
We'll see the women playing slightly better this evening. I think usually, if anything, you see maybe the players throwing stones 1 and 5 are a bit lower in percentages, just because they're quite often very harshly penalised on the last stone, because you missed by an inch, you get 0 very quite often.
Yep.
And getting to throw 3 stones, a lot more rocks, the average usually goes up a little bit.
ウエイトは悪くない
Yeah, the last shot's usually a 0
Or 100.
or a 4
Yeah,
ウエイトは
4
悪くない
being
or
4
5.
points or 100%,
Yes.
either way.
Yep. This one here just ticking off as well.
いい感じに見てるね
あ
Does move the yellow ever so slightly.
曲がんないね
Japan maybe lying 2.
いまいちわからんわ
Hard to tell.
New
All
Zealand
right.
want to be careful here.
I think we just got to guard this.
今1か2だよね
God.
You know, come and have a look.
Okay. How many shot?
No, they're 2 now, so we got to make a move on that. Draw down, sit on this. Draw down, tap that back.
Cool.
They're sitting 2 at the moment.
Cool. Tap this one back.
Yeah. Even if you just nudge and roll to there, that's not the end of the world.
How far am I tapping them back? Right
You
through.
only, oh no, you only need to move it a couple inches.
Okay.
So just play like a tee back 4 kind of way.
Cool. How
Unless
much
you just want
ice?
to play like a board and just get rid of it. It's completely up to you.
We have to make a shot.
Whatever you're more comfortable with.
Let's do the draw because that's the one I made up now.
Play the draw?
Yeah.
Cool. Tee weight.
That's cool. Yeah.
Gotta go.
Yep That's good
Gotta go.
Yep
Looks a little light. watch that they. Oh dear.
Pulling up way short
Did
here.
you get time for that?
It's going to leave
Okay.
another guard up front. What is left for Japan? A draw for 3.
Yep.
Brett Sargan did confirm that it is 2 reds. Fujisawa with a great chance to catch a piece of the button, score 3 points here. Will have to be fairly accurate though. Do not have a lot of backing on their own red. If they ever push their own stone back 2 inches, it might just be the 2. So it needs to be a cool draw to the top button here. Last stone, 7th end, down by 1. Didn't use their power play. In the end, could prove beneficial.
Both of them working hard on this one.
Definitely 2 on the board. Can they get 3? This one's really moving. And she's pulling up a bit short. Close. But not quite there. Actually moves the yellow a tiny bit, but doesn't make a difference. In the end, it is the 2 points for Japan. They will be up by 1 after 7 ends of play here in Östersund Arena.
Which side do you want to play it on? I think that way.
6-5 game with 1 end to go.
ピックかガードか。ガードか。どう思う？
タイムアウト。
今。
俺はウィックでもいいかなと思ったけど。タイムアウト取ってみる。
Well, the P is up on the scoreboard to indicate power play, and New Zealand will choose to use their power play.
Oh.
And I believe
What's happening?
Japan is calling a timeout.
ちょっと重そう？
Quite seldom to see a team call their timeout before the first stone is even thrown of the end, but that's what they've chosen to do. And that is probably to figure out how to play this end.
This will be them just being new to the discipline, trying to figure out how to. Yeah.
Yeah, you need center guard. Center guard, they maybe come side or come around, and you just need to try and force. Force or steal.
じゃあダブルセンターガードの方がいくね。
Okay. It's okay.
まずじゃあ。
Yeah.
Well, that's Coach J.D. Lind coming out to have his say. They did play the Japanese national championship, this team, but just talking to Yamaguchi before the game, I believe he did say they won all their games, so maybe they haven't really been in this situation
That's
before.
ある。
If they were just cruising through, this might be the tightest game they've played in mixed doubles so far. So Japan has used their timeout. They have 5 minutes on the clock to play the send. That should suffice. New Zealand with 3 minutes and their timeout as well. So I don't think time should be a big factor here. And the call for Japan is to throw the center guard. Is this what you would play, Kimberly?
Yeah, Coach JD was pretty clear with them on what he felt they needed to do. He's playing the end to either force, which is sometimes difficult in a power play situation, or give yourself the option of playing for the steal.
Nice weight. Nice weight. Okay.
That's getting towards the corner guard now.
And turn.
Just top 4.
Well, you can see what happens on the power play. The centre guards move to the side. And for New Zealand here,
Back
I
4.
think your weight's
it's
pretty good.
1-1. You know
Tee.
how they have a stone on the wing.
Line's
Tee
good.
Could
at the
score a
moment.
point for them,
Line's
but
good.
it's also keeping that centre
You can go
open.
a bit.
Yep.
Yep.
Line's
Tee.
good.
Top 4.
Yep. Yep.
With
Line. Yes.
Japan putting that center guard up there forces New
Yes.
Zealand to
Yes,
go around it.
Yes.
So now that's
Yes,
bringing
yes,
the play
yes,
back
yes,
to the middle.
Yep. 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 Yep.
This one
Whoa,
looks
whoa,
like it's
whoa.
going to overcurl again.
Great
Nice
sweeping.
weight by Eleanor.
Come down here.
Cool.
And New Zealand sitting 2. That is the number of points they would need to win this game here in the 8th end. Japan seems to be playing this all out to steal, but quite often when you play for steal, it's almost as playing for a force.
Yes.
ありそう？
Probably be happy with both results, Team Japan.
あ、いや、倒さないわ。
Just want to make sure they don't give up a multiple end here. Throws another guard.
Ooh.
Sometimes you're wanting a bit more separation.
Even if it drags. Okay.
I'm not sure about that drag.
How close are they together?
Hear the word drag, Kimberly. What does that mean?
Basically, that's where the rocks will go once they're hit, being so close to each other, almost frozen. They don't necessarily are going to kick off each other in how you would expect them to, so just trying to figure out where they're hitting it, where that back rock will drag to.
So if you hit this top red of the 2 frozen stones on the left-hand side, that's obviously wanting to go to the right, and it's kind of dragging the second stone slightly in that direction.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just trying to make sure that they don't catch that one in the house.
Well, it does drag a lot,
Catch that.
indeed, and jams on the L, even spins a bit towards that center line.
Not too bad.
That red, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was.
No guards
Worried
now
about.
over there.
Just maybe hoping for a bit less of that drag effect.
Yeah, I think so. That would be something that in the pre-competition practice, some of the teams would have looked at with the stones, just to see how much drag they'd get off of them, where they'd have to hit rocks for certain angles, things like that.
Because that varies a lot, doesn't it?
It does vary, yep.
Depends
Depends
on
on
the-
the condition of the strike bands, how flat they are. Flatter strike bands gives you more drag.
Also how wide or big they are as well.
Yeah, how much contact between the 2 stones when they hit
あ、いやいやいや。
dictates how much drag you're going to get. More contact, more drag.
植えてあるなら。
Just looking to play guard here, Yamaguchi, but not touching it. Slightly heavy. Also starting to just overbend a wee bit.
It's a good example of his stone. If you noticed coming into the house there, actually stopped turning. So that's, he might want to have a little discussion, maybe try to get a little bit more handle on those.
Seen that from Yamaguchi and his men's team in
They
the
put it
past
back.
when
Rip it
swinging
down,
big.
Put it back, then we've got a shot.
Timeout called here by
One
New
will come around.
Zealand.
We can get to the shot stone.
Yeah. You definitely want to go after the one in the ring.
Go after it now.
But play it tight. 'Cause
Yeah.
even if you chip off of the other one, you're rolling in behind the other card. Just, sorry. No.
Yeah, so like a board weight,
Yeah,
firm board kind of thing.
whatever you feel comfortable with, that
Cool.
you can make sure.
Yep.
You're also okay if you end up rolling a little bit
Yeah.
over to the right, but
Yeah.
want to try and stay as close to there as you can.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Cool. So if we play that, if we wet the guard, they're putting the guard back, then we've got to look at ripping it or playing back onto the shot stone as well.
Right.
Take both of them, I think.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You good with that?
Yeah.
Yep, I think so.
Make sure I have a shot for my shot.
Yes.
So talking through the options here with Coach. So everybody knows only one timeout in
Go
these
ahead,
games.
son.
So
How much
making
ice do you
sure
want?
we've got a good plan of how this end's
like
going
edge
to
and
play
butter.
out.
Is that enough?
With like good board.
Okay.
ケイコール10エンドっていうのがもうなんか染みついちゃってる。
これないけど時間が前半リリース何だったんでしょうか。
Jump on this early.
Sounds good. Solid.
Yep. Yep. High! High! All the way high!
Good sweeping.
It just squeaks past that centre guard. Leaves New Zealand sitting 2.
Nice shot.
Sweep there. Papered it. So I was thinking why. All the way high!
A little tick on that would have been disastrous. Good sweeping by Eleanor to get it by.
Yamaguchi and Fujisawa trying to figure out if they want to make the hit and roll or play the double on the L's.
Seems like a pretty natural double.
ナチュラル
Small set.
Yeah. Especially for a player like Tsuyoshi Yamaguchi. Doesn't seem to be the ice he would take to play a double necessarily.
Yeah, looks like a little too much ice, right?
So maybe
Try catch it.
just a hit and roll.
Feel the guard that's not bad either.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have to guard back.
Just not throwing it real hard. It's like a control weight shot here.
Yep. Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Wanted a bit more of a roll in behind that centre guard.
9.3.
9.3?
Very similar shot to be played for Brett Sargent.
Down from us.
Yep. Hard. Hard!
Adviento thinking was maybe a
Whoa.
bit less weight on this one.
Yep, yep, roll, roll,
Looks
roll,
pretty nice
shooter.
here. Sit. Just top of the 8 foot on the centre line. So pretty good separation.
いやーロールしてもダメじゃん。
Tougher double this time.
Talking about playing the come around.
でも多分無理だと思う。そっちは無理だと思う。
無理だよね。ダブルか
I don't think there's much else, really. But Japan has a couple of minutes left on the clock here. Almost a little bit tough to get there.
でもいつもこの辺取ってたよね。
Swing's so big.
Well, we haven't seen any hits that far out either, right?
あ、ま
So
あそうだね。ここにドローと同じだもんね。OK。
she's playing a
I would think they're just playing a back
just come
ring
around.
draw
Yep,
on
back
the
four.
in-turn.
Try to get buried, stay shot.
But you would have to almost to get a little close to that corner guard.
Yep.
And then still get past the Yellowstone top 12. That's how big of a finish we see.
Definitely is in the line of the of that draw for sure. It's
Could-
be tight.
Could play the out-turn, but we haven't really seen the teams play there that much, especially not that wide.
No, but I would think you should be able to get there.
For
Looks
sure.
like there's enough room around that out turn.
In the end, it is the in-turn or clockwise draw for Satsuki Fujisawa. We'll have to get at least second shot here.
いやウェイトだけ。
And
ウェイトだけ
buried. It's a little warm, but
Hanging,
moving now.
yeah, hanging on the corner, but coming off it. Line looking pretty good. A little tight, if anything. And crashes
no.
on the yellow. A bit of a missed line call from Fujisawa. Crashes on the guard, spins to the forefoot for shot stone, but sits fully in the open.
Wow.
Looked so good. All the way down.
So he's off here and then back on, but again on that, he's on that curly side. Just a little miscommunication there on the line on that one. Leaves with New Zealand an opportunity here.
あ、
Almost a little bit tough to get there.
でも
Almost
Eleanor Adviento with a chance to put a W up on the board for the Kiwis. Won't even have to hang around here. Just need to make contact with that red, make it go.
I might not be sweeping this one.
You want me to come down?
Nah, stay up there, but just keep that in mind.
Maybe Adviento thinking, I'm going to throw a bit of extra weight on this one. Make it run straight, take some of the ice reading out of it. Well, seems to be a very controlled weight. Last stone, 8th end. Only really needs to remove this red stone from the 8-foot. And it's a big sweep early. And this is all over. The top yellow.
Plan B.
Can they get the run back down onto the button? Yes, they do for the 1 point. Cannot believe. 1, that shot's missed, but 2, they get away with it somehow for an extra end. It's tied at 6 each. Another end to be played. What drama.
Wow, that was unexpected.
1 yellow.
She just came out with back 4 weight.
Yeah, you'd expect to maybe see her throw peel weight there and just make sure that red goes, but in the end, gets a lucky break. We'll have 1 more end to play here in Östersund Arena.
I know. Yeah.
This was something if you throw like controlled for it normal, you just have to clip it and it goes. That's fine. That's right. Let's
Okay, what are we
down.
doing here?
They've got hammers, they can set it up, so we've just got to lock it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extra end play here. Session 4 of the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship. Quite a bit of a roller coaster of emotions for Team Japan. Watching Eleanor Adviento's last stone there. Looked like a missed shot halfway down. Somehow ends up making a raise to score 1. Tied game. So a 9th end to be played. No power play allowed to be called here, even though Japan does in fact have the power play left. They haven't used it, but they're not allowed to.
Come down this end.
First one for New Zealand, a little tap on the red.
Nice shot, that's fine.
Time to regroup for New Zealand, and you know, missed opportunity, but still playing, so.
Do you think there was any nerves coming into play for Adviento on that shot?
Yeah, you know, you're a little concerned when you hear her say, I'm not going to sweep this one. So you wonder if she's going to concentrate on her delivery and make sure she's out to the broom, but just seemed to forget. I think they called control or board and ended up being back 8, maybe. You know, she just
play the same side.
Basically had to remove it. One of those things where you just kind of throw normal and you hit the rock anywhere and it goes out.
I think in the same situation, on other occasions, you might see, if anything, a player throw too much weight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they're thinking, I want to make sure not to over curl, at least kill this stone somehow, and they throw too much.
A little tentative for sure. I think they were both
Line's good now.
happy but sad.
Whoa then, whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
Back 4.
Still a chance for both teams.
On the red, take the red back.
And
Red
this
back.
one.
Okay.
Just be rearranging things now to see, try to get one in there.
That
And
was deceptively quick.
Fujisawa calling the peel on the center guard. It's the first time Japan's allowed to make a hit. And now they will, just to try and open it up. All they want to do here is score 1.
Lots of interested spectators around the building still, watching the end of this game.
Yes.
Oh.
Green.
Of course, Japan being one of the favorite teams, I would think, coming into this event, based on their success on the men's and women's circuit.
Got heaps of time.
Yeah, certainly have seen some high caliber players come and play the mixed doubles without much experience to great success.
Yep. Again, it is just, you know, it's a discipline, different discipline, but it is still about making shots.
The other game in the C group this evening was Estonia playing Poland. Estonia picking up a win there. So that puts Estonia, Finland and Russia on top of this group C, and whoever wins this game will tag along at the top half of the standings. 8 teams
On its own. Whoa.
in each group, 5 of them, or pools rather.
Sit.
Okay.
Sit. Okay.
40 teams. It's a bit of a road to that final.
Yeah, there's lots of different countries you see playing this year, and I think that's one of the bonuses that have been about the mixed doubles discipline for the World Curling Federation, is allowing different countries to be able to get involved in curling.
Well, Guyana making an appearance this year. Great to see.
We are.
Hmm?
We are.
We are?
I think
Okay.
Dad's still.
Cool. Put it back.
Yeah. Ball's out.
Yeah.
Yep.
New Zealand's going to put the guard back up.
I think like
入れられる可能性
Two rocks left for them.
ステージアピールして
mine's good.
ポケットに入れられてもノーズでガンってやればいい、か次入れちゃうか次タイプ取る
Mid. Mid.
Mid's okay. Yep, line. A little bit for line.
Mid.
Yep, a little bit for line.
Mid tight.
Whoa. Where? Where is it?
Mid tight.
Whoa. On its own.
Tight.
Whoa. Whoa. Sit down.
Okay.
Okay.
Does overcurl a bit there for Bertsagen.
Just overcurled a wee bit.
Cool. Hmm?
Overcurled
い
a
や
wee
前
bit.
で見た
That's okay.
ね、これで最後相手フィールバットしてヒットしてるでしょ。
え
ドロ
And
ー
it's
でしょ
still in the
え
way.
バンノーズでしょ
Should still be a peel here, whether he runs it back into the one in the house or just straight peels. Again, just needing to score one because we're in the extras, so that ice looks like a straight peel maybe.
I would think so. This means Japan's happy to just draw the button for one
Yeah.
on the intern.
New Zealand will be forced to put that guard more in line with their one in the house, which will give the Japan team that access to that complete side of the button on the intern side.
No problems with the peel from Yamaguchi.
Just cutting this logo right here.
Yeah.
The guard is to be replaced.
Would it be
I
okay
think-
if I was in the rings?
What's that?
Is it okay if I was in the rings? Or
Yeah, and the rings isn't terrible. Put it this way, you're better to be tighter than long.
okay.
Because if you're long guard, then
Then
there's,
just come around
it's
it.
curling so much and come around easy. So
Longer
Play for
guard
tight.
will also leave them access to
the
being able to
12?
play
I think so.
a little bit more weight and be able to tap the yellow instead of having to make the cold draw to the
Heaps on.
button. So placement of this guard is important.
Yeah, throw a good enough guard, you force Japan to make the button draw, which is a little bit, I would have to say, a little harder in mixed doubles, just with the one sweeper, no
Yeah.
skip.
And they haven't played that intern side much this game,
Tight.
so
Tight.
No.
How's line?
12.
Most of the
12.
draws have
Line's
been
fine.
this outturn
Just right in
coming
front of that yellow.
away here.
On its own. On its
Well,
own, yeah.
tight. It's coming down. How's line?
On its own. On its own.
Sit.
Whoa.
Starting to overcurl a little bit for Adviento. Leaves the yellow
Do the same thing as yours.
maybe edge to edge with the guard.
Timeout called by Japan.
Not terrible there.
Discussion will be,
That's all right.
we played
Same thing
straight
as
draw.
yours. It's the same thing as yours.
Should we play a tap?
Or just peel out that yellow rock,
Yeah,
really.
just play the peel.
You could probably even jam on the red somewhat and still make it.
Oh,
even
might
if
get
you,
away with it.
Yeah,
With the way
even
it's
if you
lined up
catch a
with that
piece
back
of
red
the
one.
red.
Fujisawa looks, she tapped the button with her broom, so I feel like that's the shot she is most comfortable playing.
Yeah, Yamaguchi,
11
I think maybe wanting to play the peel, but of course he's a second player. He
Yep.
can play those night and day. For Fujisawa, she's a skip. She's used to playing the button draw.
タップしてるね
Needs a good piece of the button here for shot. Playing again on that intern side where we haven't seen a whole lot of
だから同じ
draws.
Yeah, only really call that time out for some extra comfort. Have another look at the clock. Lots of time left for Fujisawa as she'll just
See her
settle.
stats. She's played mostly draws this game, so odds are in her favor.
A little bit down to Yamaguchi now.
She's going to call the line, and it's a little light.
Again, sweeping, I would say, on the wrong side of the rock. Needing to sweep for line here. Also going for weight, but this is pulling up short. It is not there, and that's a point for New Zealand. A steal and a one game for the Kiwis. An upset already on the first day of the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship.
That's all right.
Great win for New Zealand, and Eleanor Adviento with a sigh of relief after having missed a fairly straightforward shot for the win in the 8th. They get away with it, 7-6, final score.
You're fine.
I really pooped my pants at the time.
俺あっちにね、物置いてるの。Your mic's still on.
Oh, that's okay. ありがとうございました。
Well, there you have it. All the games coming to a conclusion this evening in Östersund Arena. Great win for New Zealand. You see Japan score that 3 in the second end, but the Kiwis really fought their way back in it. Steal in the 6th. Had that shot for the win in the 8th, but in the end also steals in 9. Fifth end, lots of stones in behind that tee line. New Zealand not quite sure if they're allowing one or not, so looking to play board weight, try and squeeze that red a bit to the left. Does do that and scores 2, tied game after 5.
Cool, we've still got some time.
Jumping along to the 8th end. Fujisawa trying to sink one in the back house. Nicks off the top stone, leaves it in the open. Adviento with an open hit for the win. Plays it really soft, over curls, ends up tapping their own in for one to tie the game. A bad shot resulting in a lucky break. And New Zealand lying shot stone in the extra as Tatsuki Fujisawa has the button draw for the win, but pulling up way short of the house. That is a steal and a win for the Kiwis. 7-6 final score. A win in the first game for New Zealand. Well, just taking this opportunity to run you through the scores of this evening here in Östersund. Guyana playing their first game. They played Germany, and a good fight, but the Germans came out on top 8-6. Estonia and Poland on Group C alongside Japan and New Zealand. We saw Estonia win 8-5. Switzerland with a pretty solid win over Slovenia, 10-2. Also Czech Republic taking on Brazil, winning 6-1. As we await a word with the winning side of New Zealand. We got Team New Zealand with Kimberly Tuck.
Congratulations, Team New Zealand, on a very great victory. Take me through those last two ends.
Well, everyone knows what happened on the 8th end, and for me it was like tunnel vision. It was silence, like you could hear a pin drop. But Brett's really quick thinking when the stone was down on the home end saved us, really saved our asses.
It was a lot of good fun. The game plan all the way along was just stay in the game and get there as close as we can to the end, and luckily we managed to get over the line, so very pleased.
So that starts you off with a W, which is a big deal, getting off that first win in the event. So tell me what that means to you guys.
Well, it's our first time here at the World Mixed Doubles, so it's great to start with a win, and all focus now goes on to the next game. So that one's behind us, and looking forward to the next one.
Also, Fujisawa is like one of my big heroes in curling, so even playing against her is a massive privilege, and having that W just means so much to us.
That's great, you guys. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
And that is it for our live coverage from Östersund, Sweden this evening, but there's a lot to come here on World Curling TV. Stay tuned.
I'm so sorry I made that. I'm so sorry we did that the hard way.
Sorry about it.
I